Welcome to the Get Emergent podcast. The Get Emergent podcast guides leaders to creatively strengthen relationships and improve performance of their leadership and those that they lead. We like to provide concepts and ideas that you can turn into pragmatic experiments to help you develop your higher potential in your work and in your leadership. We hope you're going to find some better practices to apply in your work. I'm Bill Berthel.
And I'm Jeremiah Polson. And it's November, Bill.
Yeah.
It's November, and I'm excited to talk about all things turkey and stuffing.
It's
It
getting
just
there.
so happens, yeah, it is. Just so happens that we're recording this, and on the horizon, I can almost smell it happening as we're talking right now. The sweet potato pie, or no, there's no sweet potato pie. Sweet potato casserole.
Oh,
that I
that's
love
better.
so much. Yeah, brown sugar,
Yeah.
all that good stuff. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. My family does a little bit of a thing where we go around the table at Thanksgiving and we share what's one thing you're grateful for this year.
Yeah.
We've got a tradition there that we try to keep. It'll be a little bit different. I don't know what it'll look like with kids that are a little bit older this year than they were
Sure.
last year. We'll see what they're grateful for. But what do you think about this Thanksgiving holiday that's coming up?
It's my favorite holiday as well. And I do love Thanksgiving for all that it brings, the great food. There's something about it being a holiday that is usually lower pressure, but I don't know. Sometimes it's starting to feel like there's a lot of pressure to get together and who's going to say what at the dinner table because we're so divided as as a society. But I do love being thankful. I love the space of gratitude. I'm going to go on a little rant here. While Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday, why do we need a holiday? Why do we need a season to be thankful? Wouldn't it serve us better to be thankful as a regular practice instead of this being a really bad performance review process, like in our organizations, that we have a performance conversation once a year or 4 times a year, which is better? Why aren't we having gratitude or thankful conversations on a more regular basis?
Yeah. So wait, what you're saying is we shouldn't just say what we're thankful for around the table once a year?
Why not
We should
every
do that
night?
more than that?
or whenever you're together, right? Or even
Yeah.
with yourself. Some of us do have some of those kind of practices in place, and that's awesome. And I think we recognize why they're in place is because they do shift our thoughts to a slightly more analytical place
Yeah.
that allows us to see some hope or some possibility. But sometimes it's really hard to hold that space, isn't it? It's really hard when whatever is sifting in, if it's the geopolitical landscape, the news, the challenges we have personally, finances are tight for a lot of people, illness in our families. Sometimes I just don't feel like being thankful. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Right? There's just a lot going on.
Yeah. And in the journey along the way, there's so many things that can almost steal the opportunity to be thankful. I remember years ago being at a Thanksgiving dinner, and immediately after the Thanksgiving dinner was over, the family started laying Black Friday ads out on the table. And it became planning moment what are we doing? At midnight tonight, we got to figure out who's staying in what line to get to which store.
That's my brother's part of the family. That's like you just described their Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yep, we did the grateful thing. Now let's buy more.
Yeah. Yeah. Personally, I go in and out of many of these, gratitude exercises, like at dinner, sharing, just in conversation. I remember when my son was really young, the way we framed it was, what's one thing that made you happy today? And what's one thing you kind of wish went better today? That first part is kind of gratitude, right? So what are you thankful for? What were you, pleased with today? I go in and out of gratitude journaling personally to keep my energy up. It's one way, keep my focus a little bit more attuned towards refueling the hope battery is kind of a way I think about it, right?
Yeah.
But in full disclosure, I fall out of this practice probably as much as I fall into it.
Same here.
It's just, it kind of ebbs and flows for me personally. When I'm not journaling, I've sometimes experimented with what we call the S.T.O.P gratitude. And S.T.O.P is an acronym here. So S.T.O.P. Oh, fun fact. Do you know the difference between an acronym and an initialism?
No.
All right. So I knew I'd have fun with you on today's episode.
Initialism.
Yeah. So the S.T.O.P process is an acronym, but we often misassign the title of an acronym to what is technically more grammatically called an initialism. So the key is whether you say the word as a word or not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like we're saying stop. So it's truly an acronym. So like the CIA or the FBI or what are the brown trucks that deliver stuff?
UPS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initialism. They're all initialisms.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the big space agency that used to do the space shuttle? What's their name?
I was going to say SpaceX, but
Yeah.
you're
No,
talking
no,
about
the older
NASA.
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 You
Yeah.
say
NASA.
it as a word, truly an acronym. So this is
Yeah.
an acronym, STOP. And we want this to be an acronym because that's like literally the first step. Before we go through the letters of the acronym, the STOP,
Hmm.
the key to beginning this is that strategic pause. Like give yourself that beat. Stop.
Take the breath.
Take the breath. Take the strategic pause. Because when we're overwhelmed or we're feeling like I don't know, just don't have gratitude in this moment, stop.
Yeah.
Pause.
Or even if I'm just not in that mode at all, whether I don't have it or have it,
100%.
stop.
The S that starts the acronym STOP represents the word simple. Make the gratitude a simple one. Don't worry if it feels insignificant or really small, right? Sometimes we put pressure on ourselves, like this has to be something really important to make it into my journal or for me to give thanks right now. Boy, it better be a great performance. I better say something just brilliant. For me, sometimes it's just something really simple, like the way the sunlight's filtering through the window right now, or just a sound I can hear off in a bird chirping or a kid laughing or something simple.
As I go to that place, I'm a big John Mayer fan, and
Okay.
I love his music, love his guitar playing. And he's writing a song in this one video, and he's literally just looking at the corner of the room and beginning to sing about the shadow of light in the corner of the room.
Yeah.
It's a just in the moment, simple recognition of that thing that's
I think
there.
we're trying to make things too important sometimes, Jeremiah. Like it's
Yeah.
like there's simple beauty, there's simple gratitude all around us, right? And that doesn't make it unimportant,
Yeah.
right? So the S is simple. Think about simple. Actually, driving in today, I saw this woman was walking her dog down the sidewalk right here in the city, and the dog was just a silly, goofy looking little dog. Just maybe just to pause and look at his funny little face and just, but it was simple.
Yeah.
The T in stop stands for timely. So it's just that. Like I'm, driving in, I'm thinking, oh shoot, am I going to be late? All it's just like, timely. What's in front of me now? There was that silly little dog walking by. Timely means now. Don't struggle to think about three things that happened to you today that you appreciated. That's a great practice. I'm not trying to belittle that, but sometimes that's really hard. Sometimes that's why I don't stick with gratitude journaling is I get to the end of the day, I'm like, crap, I can't think of three things. What were three really important things today? It's about the now. The T is timely.
I love that because so often what keeps us from being grateful is we're trapped in what was or what will be. But
Yeah.
ultimately, we can't go to those places. We can't be in those places. We can only be right here. And this is, I mean, I don't want to get too wild with it, but it's the idea that really all we have is now. And
Yeah.
we can be right here, right now, and be grateful for what is and be satisfied in that.
So as you're taking that pause, you're making it simple, make it about now, make it about
Yeah.
that timeliness. T is the timeliness. We're up to O in the word stop, right? O is the observation. But it's not just the gratitude or thankfulness observation. It's not noticing that shadow in the corner, not just that, not just noticing the silly dog on the adorable, cute, silly little dog on the sidewalk. It's not just that part of the observation, but now turn that observation inward. Notice what you feel. Observe your energy shift. Sit with that just a moment longer. Give yourself permission to have this pause just a moment longer to notice self. Observe self. Odds are your energy will shift more anabolically, meaning you might feel a little bit more positive, or you might feel a little spark of hope, possibility, or at least maybe some relief from what was feeling like before of, overwhelming or things are maybe as bad as despair.
Yeah. And I think it can be even okay to say that, right? If I'm feeling sad, if I'm feeling the dread in the moment, observe it. Let
Absolutely.
it be. It reminds me last week I was in the hospital for some procedures that were being done for a family member, stayed overnight a couple days, and along the way she stopped and kind of made eye contact with me and said, "How are you feeling right now?"
Yeah.
And in that moment, in the now of that moment, the observation became collaborative. It became, "Ah, I'm sad." And
Yeah.
there was a beauty in that. There was even a gratefulness in the connection and the observation of what was behind the simple moment, what was inside of it.
Stephen Covey reminded us in the Seven Habits of what Sigmund Freud originally said, that, any emotion that isn't given its full life in that moment, basically we repress it or push it down, will come back later, usually in uglier ways. So there's a gift in what that person did with you and just asking you to look at your emotion in that moment.
Yeah.
Now, we
Yeah.
can't necessarily do that every moment of our lives. We got to get stuff done, right? We need to seem more practical than just emotional.
Yeah. Not
But
every moment of every day of
yeah,
every year of our life, but not once a year either. Right. Like,
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. So taking these pauses a few times a day, right? So the observation here, the O of the observation is really observing self in this practice and noticing there's likely an energy shift as you pause. Just the pausing can do it.
Hmm.
As you start to make a simple and timely gratitude observation. And then we're up to the P. We're up to the proceed. The P is for proceed. Ask yourself how you'd like to proceed from having this brief moment of simple and timely gratitude. This is also the moment of another P. It can also be potential. So, how would I like to proceed? And how will I intentionally step into the potential of this shifted energy? Again, might just be a moment of relief. Awesome. Might be a spark of hope, might be a creative idea that you want to step into utilizing. That P is about proceeding into the potential.
Yeah. As you talk about the P, another one comes to mind, which is purpose. And even asking, what is the purpose of this moment, this now moment that we're sharing, that I'm having? What is it giving me that I can take forward into the next moment?
Absolutely. So whether this becomes something to do around the Thanksgiving Day table, you could practice the stop
Yeah.
process right there of gratitude, stop gratitude right there. Could be a daily or fairly daily kind of ritual for you to think about, where might I just take that strategic pause and notice things just a little bit differently.
Yeah, I can't help but think of all the stop signs I hit along the road, on any given day, commuting either into work or around town. And I think I'll take that challenge as I'm driving around and I hit those stop signs. Maybe that's my moment of stop gratitude practice, right?
I
Just
love it.
even take a breath. It might piss off the people behind me in the road if I take a little bit too long, but hey, I'm being grateful here.
Now I can see you need a bumper sticker on your vehicle that says stop for gratitude.
There we
That way they'll
go.
understand what you're doing.
Can we put those for sale on the
Let's do
Emergent
it.
website?
Do it. That's awesome. Hey, Jeremiah, thank you.
You're welcome, man. It's a great conversation. Now I'm looking forward to more than just turkey and stuffing, and I don't have to wait for it to stop and be grateful.
There you go. Thank you, folks, for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that you're looking forward to more. You can listen to a new podcast 2 times every month here at Get Emergent or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And we hope you pick something up that you're going to apply to your leadership and your work. Let us know how it goes by reaching out to support@getemergent.com. Thank you.